I'm Taras Gordienko, and this is a demonstration of the head tracking extension which I wrote for VMD. It follows the position of your head in real time and updates the perspective of the scene that you have loaded in VMD to what you should be seeing if it were actually in front of you. To accomplish this, it uses a wiimote found in the cradle here, a pair of infrared emitters, which I half built, half bought. Alright, I just bought them basically. And the JDK along with the TCL scripting interface that comes with VMD through the command line, as I'm sure you're aware, along with the Toshiba Bluetooth stack, which I use instead of the default Bluetooth drivers for Windows, because it's more reliable and can actually let you reconnect the Wiimote after you turn it off. Now, in order to actually use the application I wrote, you have to do the following. You would have noticed if you downloaded the files that there are two Java files, a server and the main code, and one TCL script. With that motiontracker.tcl, just put that into the root of your VMD installation. In my case, it's program files / University of Illinois / VMD. As you can probably faintly make out, the motiontracker.tcl is dropped in there already. This is just where you'll be executing it from. You can put it in a subfolder and then just add the path, or keep it there. Now connect your Wiimote. I've already added it as a Bluetooth device in the Toshiba Bluetooth stack, so now I can reconnect simply by pressing connect. It'll prompt me, telling me to ready my device for connection, which I do by pressing 1 and 2 on the Wiimote. It'll start flashing. It's succeeded, as you can tell, by a little chain link that appears on the icon. The Wiimote will continue flashing until some other application tells it otherwise. Ignore that, I accidentally tried to start a new connection wizard. So now, you may have noticed I already have an atom loaded in VMD along with the representation. Do have at least some sort of atom loaded up, otherwise when it tries to translate the scene it will crash VMD, or rather the script will crash. VMD should be fine. Now run, well, not quite yet. First you want to actually turn on your IR emitters and put them on. These stylish things here. You'll notice that the camera can actually pick up the light coming off of them. That's because the sensor is obtains wider ranges of EM radiation than the human eye, which is a great way for testing it. But these infrared LEDs that I put into the flashlights are actually slightly visible on, they're faintly red. They bleed into the visible spectrum a bit too, so you can tell that they're on. Now that I have donned the headgear, I can start up my script. The Wiimote will buzz, letting you know that something is communicating with it. The prompt will say waiting for connection. That means that the server is up. There are no problems. It's just waiting for your TCL script to start receiving data. VMD is fine, still working. So now enter, I should have typed this out beforehand, play motion_tracker.tcl. Play is the command that doesn't interfere with regular VMD functions. It'll execute the script one line at a time. If I enter that, it will say connected. It shouldn't say SOC 3736. That means that the socket is occupied. So now VMD is crashed because the socket is occupied, but this is a good example. What you do when that happens is I have hard-coded the port information for what port it'll actually attempt to connect through. Right now it's on 555 in the server, so let's change that to something else. 4 5s. 7878. Save. And in the motion tracker.tcl, you'll want to do the same. On the set port, change it to whatever arbitrary valid port you can think of. Sometimes the port is in use, usually from, let's say, the script crashing beforehand and not closing the socket properly. That can happen. So now I'm just copying the file again and dropping it to where it should go. No, I did not mean to search. Thank you. I accidentally pressed Control F instead of Control V. Copy and replace. That's fine now. So, let's restart VMD. And actually load a representation. Instead of just loading a molecule from PDB, I have the previous representation already saved for convenience's sake. It'll take a while to actually render it since it's in surf, which takes a while to calculate. That's just DNA. It's the protein is a base flipping DNA glycosylase that fixes mutations. I think it was guanine to uracil. Anyway, that's fine. Let's run the server once more. Rumbled, good. There's a prompt saying waiting for connection. Now, I'll type out run motion underscore tracker.tcl once more. Wrong number of arguments. Because run isn't the command. I'm sorry. It should play motion tracker.tcl. And you'll notice that it starts moving right away. It's because my head isn't still. So, it doesn't take away control from the user. As you can see from me moving the display, you can still manipulate the molecule as you wish and load things and whatnot, but as I move around my head, it actually follows my perspective. That's odd. It's a little bit laggy right now. Well, either way, this gets the point across. It flickers a little bit because I haven't added any filtering to the input, so it's a little bit jerky. But it does fall. Oh, I think I know what it is. My battery must be dying. That's fun. Anyway, I'll just quickly put these glasses atop the camera. What you're currently looking at is, well, the piece of DNA that's bound to the enzyme. The trouble with the wiimote for this is that it has a very narrow depth of, well, field of view, sorry.